Hi and good evening, everyone. My name is Albert, and this is VlogsBoutNothin. Thank you very much for taking the time out of your night to join me. I really appreciate it. My night and my day have been interesting. I got all dressed up, you feel me, so I could go drop in an application to become a dishwasher. Life is fun. I tell you, life is a fun experience, and I do love every second of it. Obviously, except for the terrible times. I mean, obviously. You'd be a sick person to like absolutely every moment of your life. I'm just saying. I guess, like, I don't know, maybe Queen Elizabeth, maybe, but like, even then, you're just worse off because, like, you know, at the cost of the world being on fire. And I'm kind of one of those guys who's always right there in the mix of things, whether I like it or not. This is kind of, just something that happens. But I hope that you guys are doing very well. Tonight, I'm a pretty cost conscious guy in that, like, um, I really value understanding finance as it's implemented through our own purchasing power. And I acknowledge that, it's expensive to be not me, it's expensive to be a person. But it's expensive to be me in that I take capital and try to do other things to generate more capital. Like, I'm not into hoarding money or really even believe in saving money, honestly, in that, like, it's worth less by the time you use it anyway than the purchasing power you had when you had it originally. So, I mean, $20,000 credit limit 20 years ago is like having a $50,000 credit limit today. If you had spent that 20 racks, when it was like at the 50K power that it is today, 20 years ago, you'd be pretty well off. You feel me? I mean, like, if beating inflation means racking up a bunch of debt, then, I'm not a financial advisor. I don't condone any of the activities and or statements that I say ever at all in any way whatsoever. It's just dark humor. But I definitely would not worry about saving large amounts of money for long periods of time, thinking that I'm outsmarting the system. The best way to outsmart this financial system obviously is to work with it, and this system requires everyone to spend their money. That's how it works. Everyone spend their money. Again, no one condones those statements. I don't condone anything at all that I say about finance. I'm the poorest person, the poorest person you will meet, And there, in terms of just like, again, I use money to do other things, to make other monies, and then when other people can have it, it's cool, just so long as I'm able to do something. I just need to do something. But I want to talk about, that price conscience part of me is always like, I live with a roommate, we share food. So in terms of like when we are out of provisions for ourselves, you feel me, in that technical sense, it's sort of like there's costs. I don't have a job, pays for everything. My roommate, as it concerns food and stuff. And food is a lot cheaper ordering out and in restaurants right now than it is in grocery stores. So, like, that's all I'm saying is that there's one thing that I notice things. I notice things in the market because of our household, the two single bachelor guys that live here, as it concerns both of us being very basic dudes with just food and Mary Jane, and that's it. Like, and the rest of the money that I spend to get myself into debt to have as an investment in terms of short periods of short amounts of money is like buying inventory for the eBay store. You feel me? Things like that. Like, so it's interesting to see that I go to Walmart, and a half a gallon of milk is $6. But like for that same $6, you can go to Wendy's and buy an entire meal for $6. You know what I mean? In that, like, okay, so half gallon of milk lasts a few days. You can do a few different things with it. $6, one meal. I mean, the fast food wars, as they've now labeled them, post pandemic, post February of this year, as corporations posted year or quarter over quarter losses for the first time since the start of the pandemic, their reaction has been to lower prices across the board. So, like, just on DoorDash the other day, I was able to get 12 wings delivered from Popeyes for under $10. Again, which is like insane in that if I paid for that in the store, it would have cost closer to $30. Plus, I would have had to go over there and actually got it and stuff. So, like, I would definitely seek out third party delivery services like your DoorDash, your Uber Eats, your Postmates, wherever that's still available, because apparently that's still a thing, But what I'm saying is that, like, eating out might be cheaper than cooking at home. Again and again, because this is something that I take to real heart because I notice it. Like, I notice that shopping at a grocery store just with a quarter mile from the Walmart by our crib is like 30 to 35% higher, like in gross cost every time for every single item. That 30 to 35% is not marginal. That is a big number. And, like, I mean, it is marginal in that it is a big number. Like, and so it's tough because already at the cheapest place, you're still paying more, I'd argue, for what you're getting than what you can currently get now for the same amount of money at a fast food joint. The picture or the stories went viral earlier this year of people posting Big Mac combo meals closer to $20 in different parts of the country. I was at a time in the middle of the pandemic at a corporate McDonald's, a McDonald's owned by McDonald's in Scottsdale, Arizona, and I paid $15 for a Happy Meal. Like, this, I can't even begin. Like, I've been there. I've seen it. I've, like, lived through it. I'm becoming an old man as each second goes by of every day moving forward. I am in fact just another old guy. I mean, is that what life is all about? It's just like you mean something and then one day you're just an old guy. I mean, I promise I have so much more to give to the world. I'm not just an old guy. So, anyways, I really, really think that these things are important to talk about. They're important to think about. As I do this with my hair, I always remind myself that, like, it could go, like, I could wake up bald tomorrow, I guess. I mean, I hope that wouldn't happen, but, I don't know. Every time, like, my hair does something different, and I'm always talking about my hair. Obviously, it's one of the components of the non-needed and non-existent vanity that I should definitely not have, but it's like, I mean, sometimes it's all you got, and now I look like I'm wearing a wig and it's totally fine and I'm okay with that. I believe this is the fourth video, so let's get through the next 2 minutes, as a gentleman would. I do appreciate everybody. I feel you. Definitely check out, and when I say I feel you, I say I feel you in that, like, things are expensive. You feel me? It doesn't matter if it's at the grocery store or at the local fast food chain, but when McDonald's is offering a $5 meal deal and there's a $5 biggie bag at Wendy's, you feel me? Like, yeah, sometimes you figure, between two people at $5, $11 a day times 30 days, that's like 330 bucks or something, which is still, like, cheaper than what you get if you qualify for EBT at a full level, which is probably closer to like 560 bucks. But then, like, the two meals that you get or the one meal a day at Wendy's, I just, it's cheaper. Sometimes it's cheaper to just take advantage of fast food companies doing the opposite of exploiting us, and that's offering, decent food at a very, very reasonable price. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. That's one of the good things, one of the very few good things about a capitalist market demand supply side economy, where, if the demand is not too high and supply is willing to make up for demand fallacies and shortcomings, again, they eventually will, because it's a business and they want to continue to make money. Oftentimes, again, it's just regular old capitalism exploits, as in like, let's shake them down for a few years, charge them close to $15 a Happy Meal, number one Big Mac meal, and then when people stop coming to our restaurants, obviously we have to make a move and make things cheaper again. I mean, again, they're just going to get to be expensive at some point, but now's the time to use what funds you may or may not have to fully kind of get the best experience you can from in life. And unfortunately, I think it's a lot of that kind of food security actually is going to come from taking advantage of deals that you see on your third party delivery services, and moreover just taking advantage of the local fast food joints that you have in your local vicinity. You know what I mean? And so that's it. That's all we have tonight. That's 4 videos. I really appreciate everybody. I do. Another 45 minutes of content up on YouTube and what. So I hope, obviously, that I'll be able to report good news in like the coming days as it concerns my employment, like seeking out or whatever. I definitely need to do something before, like, if ever this channel is to become something, which I know that it will. Again, it's just takes so long, and I know that it will because I know the videos will get better. Again, like, I just need a laptop, a camera. I mean, so like we've done what we can, and we've got to where we are now from what we've done and working with what we have. I think I just said that. I may be starting to sound redundant. But I hope that you guys have a really good night. Again, thank you very much for joining me on my journey. It's just a middle aged dude here in Albuquerque, New Mexico, sharing his experiences every single on the daily. In the video log format, which is super old school, and it is just me talking to myself in my room behind my desk. And it's a whole vibe, but like it's a vibe that will continue to change and that will continue to evolve, both in the best interests of not only myself but like my future production teams, as well as all of what makes this possible to begin with, and that is you guys at home. So if you're not already a subscriber, consider subscribing. It takes just a couple of seconds. You can take advantage of a 7-day free trial on Patreon. Just search at VlogsBoutNothin. Consider throwing down a few bucks every month and allowing me an opportunity to be even more in your life as it concerns just one-on-one Zoom calls. If you need just like, a good motivational sort of reminder of why life is good, and even though the world's on fire, we need to actively all be seeking out buckets to get water to put it out. You feel me? But that doesn't mean that we can't have a good attitude about it and that we can't move forward in the best possible constructive way, for everyone's best interests at heart. Like, I truly mean that, and I truly feel like that. So I hope that you guys have a really good night, and again, thanks for joining me here on VlogsBoutNothin. Bye.